Easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution. Because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children. And not for coworkers either. And yes, that includes you, Cindy. And everyone hates the smell of your cocoa chai latte with mint leaves.
Good morning and welcome to the show, everybody. Hi, Deacon. How are you? Okay. Hey. I just read your face and like, JJ, sometimes you shouldn't even ask. Oh,
When someone goes, "Good morning," I'm like,
good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey,
I was fixing my clock here. It's stuck on 6:30. I don't know why.
Stuck on.
So
No, it's just now.
We're not late.
It's just now.
6:30.
Look, the Earth is big. Okay, you can't
6:30
expect it to
somewhere.
move the same speed all the time. Don't
Right.
worry about your dumb clocks.
Okay, sorry. My bad. What's up?
Dude, I crashed last night at like 10 o'clock, which is, 10 o'clock. I know you don't go to sleep at 10 o'clock. Dude, very often I will stay up until, I get home 7 or 8. I play with my kids. I was so confused, fuzz-brained when I got home last night. Yesterday was Wednesday. I was convinced it was Tuesday so much that I washed my kids' hair. And I was like, did your mom already wash your hair? No, she didn't wash our hair. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to, because that's what we do a couple nights a week. And I was like, I was so confused. I didn't understand what day it was last night. And I ended up going to sleep at like 10 o'clock. And normally, very often, I'll be up reading a book until like midnight. In fact, my wife would be like, turn that light off and go to sleep, something like that. And gosh. I crashed last night at 10. So I would think like, oh, I went to sleep kind of early. I probably will wake up rested and refreshed. No, I still woke up at the wrong part of the cycle. I can't remember the word. Is it like a circadian cycle or something like that? Still woke up at the wrong.
Your circadian rhythm.
Yeah, I could turn into a grasshopper or something.
You are. That's what that does. You turn into a grasshopper during your circadian rhythm.
Anyway, I woke up at the wrong time.
You sleep weird. Yeah, I don't sleep like that. I guess I sleep weird. I'm the one that has the weird sleep cycle. I've worked mornings for like 25 years.
Right.
So I've always had to get up really early and go to bed. No. So it's weird.
Yeah, I mean that's an occupational kind of hazard for you. Like you got to go to sleep while people are watching primetime TV and wake up while
people are sleeping.
Still asleep.
Yeah, I got to be quiet. All right. Well, good morning. I hope you get your grasshopper rhythm back down.
Yeah. I don't know why. Circadian rhythm, and it makes me think of cicadas, which are like
I don't know there's all that
a species of cicadas that literally is just in the ground asleep for like 17 years.
Dude, we have them all. They're all over here.
Yeah.
Circadian.
Well, I didn't say circadian.
I know. I'm helping myself here. Circadian. Circadian. CIR. It's not circadian. So I guess there's an R in there that I. Yeah, circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
It's
been bothering me all week,
dude. What are those damn bugs called now? I can't remember.
Cicadas.
There's another nickname for them.
Oh, there's a nickname for him?
Yeah, there's a nickname for him around here. And I can't, God, my brain's not working. See, that's what I was going to get at a minute ago. I haven't been getting a lot of good sleep lately, and my brain hasn't been working. So yesterday I was in a grumpy mood the past couple of days. It's because I haven't been getting any real good sleep, and my brain I can't get, focused on certain things.
You can feel it when you're like locked in and like, hey, everything's working. And then, and the thing is, when you're not locked in and you're all messed up, sometimes you don't understand it.
Yeah. All right, we'll get to music because I got to talk in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, let's do music.
Okay, so I want to do music here before I have to talk. So today's song of the day, we're sticking with 90s this week just because it was crap that me and JJ grew up with. And I know JJ's probably heard this song. He probably doesn't know the name of this song, but I know he knows the name of the band, the Butthole Surfers.
Oh, yes.
Remember the song
Yes.
Pepper? The Pepper from
Whatever the one song
they
was.
had one song on the radio,
Yeah.
and this was it. It was called
Yeah.
Pepper. It was from their 7th album. They had been out since the early 80s. Electric Larryland was their 7th album, the one that Pepper was off of. And they were like a hardcore punk, offensive punk band that they were pretty offensive. The band wrote this song to make fun of Beck because Beck came out with Loser. And, Beck hates that song. He wrote it as a joke. And Beck came out with Loser. So they
became
wrote
like
this
the
song
biggest
to make,
thing.
yeah, and they wrote this song to make fun of Beck. And it became their biggest hit. So Pepper by the Butthole Surfers. It popped into my algorithm. We was listening to some 90s music, and it popped into my algorithm not too long ago. And we was listening to it with the kids. And the kids were like, they play this on the radio or they're whatever. I was like, oh, okay, well. This was a big song in the 90s when I was in high school.
So this, Butthole Surfers, you have associations with things. Oh, okay.
Right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I associate Butthole Surfers with my friend Lindy. And
okay.
She was way more into music than I was. So I kind of just followed her around and like,
that's cool.
Okay.
You're just like, cool.
Except whenever she would talk about like Kurt Cobain, I'd be like, okay, yes, everybody likes Kurt Cobain. All right. Yeah. Butthole Surfers. This is a good song. Loser's a good song. Pepper is a good song. It's got this kind of like monotone, rhythmic thing going on. All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is June 8th, 2023. And we have a couple of different things to talk about. We've got some border news. We're going to talk about for a moment. We'll probably talk about a sad passing, and we'll get to make fun of Scientologists in this episode. So
we don't want to do that. Why? If you got a death wish, I'd rather make fun of the Mexican cartel than the Scientologists. JJ, God Almighty, Scientologists.
Actually. Yeah.
I'm serious.
Sure.
I would rather make fun of the Mexican cartel and the CIA before I would make fun of the damn Scientologists.
Yeah, because they're, the thing is,
and the Mormons,
it's not that
the Scientologists and the Mormons. You don't know about them with the Mormons either.
The thing about the Scientologists is that they're so petty. They're so petty. They will just like drag you into court. They don't have anything else to do except try to sue you. We'll get to them in a minute. Well, we'll get to one of them in a minute. Unless you like rapists. I mean, okay. Yeah. So today's episode, look, I don't have a catchy title for this. I don't. It's not catchy. I'm sorry. Today's episode, border hospitals full of pregnant migrants. Meanwhile, come here. Come on. Okay. Now, Dad's going to do a show, and you're going to be quiet-ish, okay? Okay. She's not. This will maybe 5 minutes. All right. So, President Deacon, we have not talked a whole lot about the presidential candidates. Smile. I know. We have not talked a whole lot about the presidential candidates that are kind of starting to fill the arena, but one of them is challenging Joe Biden for the Democratic nomination, and that is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He has been down at the border of, I guess it's the Texas border. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says that the border hospitals are packed with pregnant migrants, forcing American women to delay deliveries. There are so many pregnant migrants that the hospitals are full, and American pregnant women are having to get in line. So here's a tweet that he did, Robert F. Kennedy. It's like 2 minutes long. I don't know. I won't play all of it, but he says at 2 a.m. he visited the border outside of Yuma, Arizona. Okay, so it's Arizona, not Texas. And there were no. And it were thousands of people were crossing the border each week, and you have to watch it with your own eyes. And he was saying, look, the people here, they're not coming from Mexico only. They're from all of these other countries. And I'll let him play for a second here. He's got kind of this cracky voice.
2:00 in the morning. We've watched about 150 people come across. You can see the end of the wall down there. And we've watched about 150 people come across. In the last hour, the first group were about 50 or 60 people from Africa, from West Africa. This group that is filing behind me right now, we interviewed many of them. They're from Peru, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan,
For just a minute.
Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India,
Okay.
China, Tibet,
Go to your room. Go read a book.
and all.
Can you be quiet? Okay.
All right. So right here, look at this. Just look over this guy's shoulder. That right there. Look, this dude is like Eastern European, and that chick is like Asian or something. Like the people that are coming across the border are not the people that you may stereotypically assume are coming across the border. It's literally people from all kinds of different countries, all over the world. The border is wide open. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr., related, of course, to the infamous President John F. Kennedy. This fella is challenging Joe Biden for the Democratic ticket nomination, and he's at the border. Joe Biden has never been to the border, not once. Your president. So anyway, I thought this was kind of interesting. The Biden administration has left its relationship with Mexico and Central American countries deteriorate, and we need a cooperative agreement with all of them to stop the flow of immigration. So this is RFK. Okay, so I kind of wanted to talk about this because Robert F. Kennedy, kind of an interesting person. If you watch him on media, social media, whatever, seems like pretty based for a Democrat. And I could even see, I mean, I would vote for RFK Jr. before I would vote for some of the Republican candidates that are on the field. But do you have any thoughts about RFK yet? No, not really.
I don't know that much about him other than, his family tree right there. But other than that, I don't know anything about his policies or anything. And I would associate his policies by knowing nothing about him. I would automatically associate his policies with hardcore Democratic policies like his family.
Yeah. And, so far as I can tell, he seems like pretty based. Now he may have a lot of fiscal policies or something like that. I don't know. Well, I will start digging into it, but he's doing the one thing that that Joe Biden won't do, which is just like go down and face the border. And this isn't the only issue that he has been kind of like voicing positive, like good opinions, in my opinion. But when I think about I could potentially vote for a Democratic person for a president, and I think down the road to what you have when in a presidential election is you have cast off, right? For people that rarely vote, if they vote for a Republican president, they are probably going to vote Republican down the rest of the ticket. And if they vote Democrat for the president, they're going to probably vote Democrat down the rest of the ticket. And while he might be awesome, Democrats are terrible and they're rotting cities and stuff. So I don't know. I thought this was kind of interesting. Okay, Deke's board. Are you talking to Deacon while I'm talking to everybody else? Is that what's going on? Are you making faces with Deacon? Oh, okay. All right.
We're making faces
All right.
with each other.
All right. I see what's going on here. Speaking of the border, Florida.
Can I take one out?
You want to listen? Yeah, I'm sorry. Here, you can listen to this one. All right.
Okay.
Pardon me for not officially inviting you to guest on the show.
Guest on the show today.
All right, Deke, you have to watch the language. All right, Florida troops assist Texas officers in apprehending gang members and known terrorists at the border.
This is the story. Yay! Hooray!
Yay!
So let's
Florida.
change some words in here, JJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make
So
sure that we are.
they captured a bunch of unicorns at the border. Sweet.
Florida law enforcement officers are working through Texas Border Security Mission Operation Lone Star and are assisting in apprehending foreign nationals after they are illegally entering the state of Texas. So what the federal government won't do, it's 24 states in the union, 24 states are cooperating to accomplish. In just a few weeks, they've had 5,800 foreign national interactions and helped the Texas Department of Safety arrest more than 190 people, including MS-13 gang members, known also suspected terrorists, human smugglers, and a suspect.
I lost you, dude. Something happened to your audio.
Okay.
You're back now.
Oh, what happened? Okay.
I don't know.
All right, let's be careful. All right. Here it is. Okay. All right, 400 people from Florida are helping to support the mission. Foreign nationals illegally entering Texas were also encountered by Florida law enforcement that were citizens of China, Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Colombia, El Salvador, and several Middle Eastern countries. So, okay. So, I guess the big point there is that while, you cannot count on the federal government to do its job, obviously the person running that department has a different agenda. It is interesting that the states are aligning together to try to secure the border. Okay. You've got to stop. You are just turning things on and off all over the place.
Okay.
No, you're gonna have to stop. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You just look at.
Can't believe you're treating our guests that way.
I know. Please stop pushing buttons. It's not funny. It's not funny. No. See, you're trying to do it on purpose, and I'm saying it's not funny. No.
I might be antagonizing it a little bit.
I know. You got to stop. Okay, listen. Here's what I'm going to do. You think there'll be feedback if I turn that?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
All right, do something for her.
All right, I'm gonna turn the headphones off, and we'll see if there's no audio feedback. Hopefully, there won't be. You let me know if there is, and we'll go back. Okay. Now you can hear Deke a little bit.
Hi, my name is Deacon.
Okay. Here we go. Let's see what else we have. Oh, okay. Speaking of Joe Biden, Deke.
We were.
I know you're super interested in that. Biden has just vetoed the measure passed by the House and Congress.
Yes, I didn't get to read the whole in details of everything, but I saw this story come out. I was going to put it in our notes, but you already had it in there.
Yeah. So if you recall last year, Joe Biden said, "Oh, I'm just going to pay your debt. If you got college debt, I'm going to pay your debt with taxpayers' money." And
every single person that is a sheep were like, "Yay, vote Biden." And that's exactly what he wanted to do. And then you all voted for Biden and you all did whatever he wanted. And now he's like, "Nope, psych."
The Supreme Court was like, "Hold up." And I think they're reviewing the case or whatever. And it was, I think they may have even, I think it was, okay. All right. I think it was actually declared maybe by a federal court to be like, you can't do this, bro.
Well, and then we were all saying that while he was saying, "I'm going to do this," and we're like, "You can't do that." And he's like, "I'm going to do this," and all the mindless sheep were like, "He's going to do this. Let's vote for him." And they voted for him.
It's not an authority to just cancel individuals' debt.
He got exactly what he wanted.
Yes, he bought votes. Make no mistake.
Well, it's nothing new. They've been doing that shit for thousands of years. It just worked.
Literal dollars.
You see how it worked? We're just pointing out how this works.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
you mean to tell me that all those thousands of dollars that the government gave me so that I could go to school to get my feminist art degree.
Basket weaving and dance. Yeah.
Yeah, my feminist dance, 17th century French dance degree. That I've got to pay all that money back now,
What? That
JJ?
wasn't a good investment. I'm in
Are you
debt.
kidding me? I have a doctorate in 17th century French dance. Jeez, don't I deserve some respect?
What do you mean it's not applicable to anything in the entire world? Now, can I take your order, please? Okay, so I think a federal court put the kibosh on Biden's
That was great.
voter bribery
So
scheme,
much.
and the Supreme Court is pending hearing arguments about it. But in the meantime, the House Republicans and the House Senate passed a bill basically saying you can't do that, bro. That's not your job. So the Congress passed this bill that basically said you can't do that, and the president had the audacity to veto the bill, and that's where we're at right now. Biden vetoes measure halting student debt relief.
This is the equivalent of, you remember in fifth grade when little Susie Johnson would push you and then you would go over and pull her hair and then she'd come and step on your toes and then you'd go and you'd push her back. This is the same thing.
They're just teasing each other.
Yeah. That's
Biden,
all it is.
so Biden announced last year that he would forgive up to $10,000 in student debt for most borrowers and up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients. The plan was encountered legal scrutiny and intense criticism from Republicans, who argue that it would unfairly reward high-income earners at the expense of those earning the more modest incomes, which, by the way, it would. People who never had a chance to go to college will be paying their taxes, and their tax dollars will go to people who wasted their time in college.
Wasted their time getting whatever they did.
Congressional Republicans led an effort to pass a bill blocking the Biden administration's plan to provide up to $20,000 in student debt relief, Jack, to working and middle-class Americans. I won't back down on hard-working folks. That's why I'm vetoing the bill. Yeah, well, the Republican-led House passed the plan to cancel the program in May, 218 to 203, while the Senate did so by 52 to 46. So we had majorities in both, obviously. Despite Biden's attempt to paint opposition as to his plan as largely partisan, the measure earned several Democrat votes as well. The Supreme Court has already heard arguments over the plan, and many of the conservative justices are basically skeptical of the president's authority to unilaterally cancel large amounts of debt. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
FJB. Okay, we got it there. Okay, Deke, I know you want to talk about Comer, so let's talk about Comer for just a moment.
I like this guy.
James Comer has canceled the contempt vote.
Yeah,
after the FBI came on the on providing documents.
You think he was pressured? You think he had some? You think some pressure was applied?
No, I don't think so. Well, I think that this is releasing the pressure, like cooperate or else. So the FBI was like, we're not going to turn over those documents, and Comer was like, you're going to get a contempt vote, and then Ray and the FBI were like, okay, here's the documents. So you let off the pressure. You can't keep the pressure on after they I mean, you can, but if you continue to punish them even after they comply, then there's no further incentive to comply, aside from the law. But like the FBI gives a fuck about the law. 11 hours before the House Oversight Committee would assemble to vote on FBI Director Wray in contempt of Congress, the FBI agreed to permit members of the Oversight Committee to review an unclassified informant file that allegedly links Joe Biden to a $5 million bribery scheme.
Daddy,
Yes.
Look at old Jamesy right there.
Lily was taking two picking Gerald books at a time.
Oh, 2 Gerald books at a time?
Yeah.
Gerald, it looks like she has more than 2 to me. It looks like she has all of them.
She's taking 2 at a time.
Can I see those? Let me see
I'm
those.
taking just one. She's taking
No.
2.
No. Hand them to me. Hand them to me.
go, Joyce?
No, I want all of them. Give them to me. No.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well,
I
why
got
don't
two
why don't you take
today.
2 and go in there? And why don't you take 2 and go in there?
No way, I got some.
I want two. I just want one. I don't care which one. I hadn't read any of them. They're all new to me.
Oh. It's Gerald and I don't know, something about an elephant and a pig.
Cool. I hadn't read it.
Hey,
I'll
look,
read it. I like children's books.
My daughter is not in first grade yet,
I
and
got 20
she's
seconds, dude. You picked the wrong time to talk to me.
um.
Your daughter's in first grade and she's reading. Is that what you're getting at?
Sorry. Yeah.
No,
She's reading. She's reading like everything. She's reading everything, and it went from like kind of sounding out words to now she is reading like anything that she can find or see. That anyway, it's pretty great. Pretty amazing. And so they're fighting over books right now because my oldest daughter can actually read them. So she's like, I want to read those books. Okay. So, anyway, back to James Comer. Wednesday evening, Comer canceled the 9 a.m. Thursday vote to hold Ray in contempt. In exchange, the FBI finally agreed to allow members to review the documents, a demand which Comer insisted from nearly the beginning of the negotiations. After weeks of refusing to even admit the FD 1023 record exists, that's a whistleblower form. The committee stated in a press release the FBI has caved and is now allowing all members of the Oversight Committee and Accountability Committee to review this unclassified record that memorializes confidential human sources conversations with a foreign national who claimed to have bribed then Vice President Joe Biden. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
All right, man. This is unclassified. Members of the Congress are going to have access to this record pretty soon. That will leak out to the rest of us, and we will finally know who this foreign national is and what he has to say about Joe Biden and Biden Criminal Family Incorporated taking bribes. Wonder what it could be. Who knows? It might not even be true. You know, maybe
personally am not going to hold my breath for this.
No.
You
don't believe it?
No.
So what will happen in the near future? They will get to review it, and then there will be one of those committee meetings. You know, committee the 13 of the Congress people in the House Oversight, and it'll be back and forth. Republicans holding up a piece of paper and trying to ask questions to some person they've brought in to testify and say, hey, this document says so and so and so and so, and you knew about it. And the Democrats, meanwhile, when they get their turn to speak, will just accuse Republicans of partisan mishandling of information.
Probably.
So,
yeah.
That's it's gonna be a big go nowhere for a while, but at least we're finally gonna have some on the record evidence. Maybe. Okay. I think this show's going pretty good for being okay.
Would you like to rewind and start that over again? I can just edit this out and post.
Can you cut it all the way down to that one joke where you fell over laughing? Because that was
actually, and it's just going to be the intro and go straight to the exit outro. And it's going to be the show.
You missed nothing.
You missed nothing.
All right. Here's the last. I think this is the last political thing I have. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I like the political talk sometimes, but you get way more into it than I do. That's the yin yang.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun. It's fun. I'm just a curmudgeon.
Sometimes you talk about fish, and sometimes I talk about congressional.
Sometimes I talk about space and aliens, and sometimes you like to talk about illegal aliens and not having so much.
Yeah, hey, some of those illegal aliens might be alien aliens.
Exactly.
It's possible. All right. This fat F Chris Christie is on CNN. He's okay. Okay.
So
just a second.
You're good.
Hang on, just a moment.
So
You're good.
Joyce, she wanted to come in and
he's saying, "Listen, sweetheart, I love you, and I need." he had to take that.
much bigger deal than just Ukrainian territory. It is a much bigger deal. Our friends around the
And
world.
the
Do we
video
stick?
stopped.
Do we stand with our friends? And do we give them the tools they need to protect themselves from authoritarian aggression? And I don't know what President Trump is thinking about this, except that he's been a puppet of Putin from the time he was president. And he always was disturbing to me.
Okay.
So, I was listening to Chris Christie
Oh,
talk.
were you?
Ed.
All right, yeah.
He started. We were laughing at you. I was trying to say what
I
you were
know.
saying, and I screwed
Jeez.
your ear up. And you were giving a speech, and it was kind of funny.
All right. So Chris Christie is on CNN. Chris Christie's a like New Jersey Republican. So he's basically like, and everywhere else, probably Democrat. Former presidential candidate.
Yeah, you're right. He's a New Jersey Republican. That means he's a Democrat. That's pretty funny.
He assisted Trump on the transition team in the 2016 election, and has basically since then
Been a douchebag.
He's kind of always been a giant
Yeah.
bag of some kind.
Yeah.
So he's come on CNN because he can get airtime because he'll say negative stuff about Trump. He don't like Trump. Trump don't like him. I don't like him. Whatever. So he'll get on CNN and talk a bunch of mad trash about Trump. And am I not defending Trump? No. If you go back to the beginning of the clip, you'll see he's like basically calling Trump a big baby. Okay, fine. Whatever. But that's not the incendiary thing. The incendiary thing is that Christie is up here saying the U.S. must arm Ukraine until they win the war. Trump is Putin's puppet. Trump is nobody's puppet, and this fat fuck is going to make sure that we are in a war forever. This guy is the fat front of the military-industrial complex. Oh, it's a proxy war with China. Dude, don't care. Don't care. I don't care about Russia. I don't care about China. I don't care about Ukraine. I'm not interested. I'd stop fighting people. You think we could win a war with China?
Huh.
Joking.
I don't want to think about that.
Would the war involve a parade? Because that's the only way we're gonna. Can we settle this dispute with dancing of some kind? Because otherwise, we're not winning a war.
No.
All right, that's it. That's all I got for political stuff, I think.
You sure?
Yeah, you dropped this Hill story in there. I don't know. You want to hit that one?
I don't even know what it is.
It's California, Texas, and DeSantis.
Oh, I didn't know. I dropped that in there just as a reminder, just as a maybe if we had something. Do you know anything? I've been hearing a lot, and I don't know in detail about that story that we hit on yesterday about moving the migrants and stuff like that. There's more stuff coming out. These immigrants that have been moved to California, that they're saying that these immigrants like signed a paper saying that, yes, this is where we want to go. We want to go to California. Thank you for sending us. All these people have been very helpful to us. They're sending us here to California. Now you people in California are acting like a bunch of assholes trying to get some fucking press off of us. This is where we wanted to go.
That makes sense.
16 of us. And you're throwing a big goddamn fit. Because you're trying to make it political because you hate Republicans and you think we can use this to get DeSantis. It's 16 fucking people that wanted to go to California. So it's come to California.
Yeah. So Deke, you're going to imagine two realities just for a second. What if for a moment you wanted to sneak into, I don't know, we'll say like, what if you wanted to sneak into France, right? If you wanted to sneak into France, I'm guessing you probably don't have any family or relative or friends in France. What?
Right. No, go ahead.
So if you tried to sneak into France, it'd be Deacon sneaking into France. And then once you're in France, you're like, I got to figure out where to go. And if you let's say you cross the border from I don't know, into Spain and you're trying to get to France, and somebody in Spain was like, "We'll send you to France." Oh, okay, I'll take a trip to France, but I don't know where to go.
No, wait. In Spain, they're like, "Where do you want to go?" And you're like, "I'd really like to go to
Just trying to
Paris
get to
because
yeah, I'm trying to get to
I'm a
Paris.
freaking I'm a DJ, and they got
Yeah,
big radio stations in Paris. I'm
right.
really trying to get to Paris." And they're like,
Yeah,
"We'll send you to Paris.
yeah,
We'll put you on a bus and send you there."
yeah. And
I'm
you're
like,
like,
"For
"I'll take that
real?
deal. I'll
How
take that
much is
deal."
this going to cost?" And they're like, "Dude, we got you."
Right. now, imagine another reality where you sneak into Spain and they offer to send you to Paris and you take the deal, except you're not going to Paris alone. You've got 800 cousins living in Paris already, and you can stay at anybody's house, and you got somewhere to go, and they're like, well, you're in Spain, and we're gonna we should keep you in Spain because you broke into this country, you broke into Spain, and you're like, I mean, I'm just trying to get to Paris, and they were like, you want us to put you on a plane to send you to Paris, but there's nobody there for you, and you're like, yeah, there's nobody there for me.
We've
I
done
got
this analogy's gone so far that I'm
okay.
already we've
All right.
lost. So let's
These people got family in California. They got family probably in other places too. I'm telling you this because I know some people that have got family all over the place. All right. Anyway, they want to be.
That's what
they
you're
want
trying
to be
to
in
get.
California.
The point you're trying to get is there's people in California that they want to get to more than
Yes. Yeah. It's yeah. Oh,
it's not.
I would put all of your money that you have down on a bet that they're just trying to get to where their cousins is at.
Well, you're not going to win a lot of money, first of all, but
all right. That is enough of that. Let's move on to some entertainment type of stuff. And the first thing we should do in entertainment, Deke, is pay homage and respect to the Iron Sheik.
Fuck you, jabroni. Fuck you, Bubba. Sorry, if you know the Iron Sheik, that was my homage to the.
He would appreciate that.
He would have appreciated that. Fuck Hogan. I loved the Iron Sheik. I followed him on Twitter. I've followed him on Twitter for years. I loved the guy. I thought he was the greatest bad guy back in the day when I didn't know anything about wrestling, when I was just a kid, and I watched that. He was the bad guy from the Middle East that Hulk Hogan, the all-American Hulk Hogan, fought, and he was the bad guy that you absolutely hated. And then when I got older, I realized I found out his actual story. He came from Iran over here, and he became. I mean, his story is he's such a good guy, man. And there's
really?
Yeah, there's a documentary on you can find. I think it's on Prime. Man,
it's in his Twitter bio. There's a link to it on his Twitter
it's
bio.
so good. He was such a good guy. He was a good dad, father, grandfather, very loving. But if you look at just his Twitter page, you would think he's a hateful asshole because he's constantly like, fuck you and fuck these. And if you don't have a good day, then fuck you and fuck everybody and fuck off. But when I heard that this morning, I was like, oh man, that one's one that's kind of like a punch. That one was a blow, man. That one to me was like oh God, I hate to hear that.
So I think I remember seeing him wrestle back in the 80s a couple of times on TV. And I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I have seen him on Twitter a number of times just going after folks.
Yeah, he would, but he was a good guy, man. He was a loving
sense of humor.
Yeah, that was his persona. His persona was the asshole Iron Sheik from Iran. He was the heel, and he was the perfect heel. He was a great heel back in the day. He embraced it. It was great. He was a good. I grew up watching wrestling and loving that stuff, and back in the 80s and 90s, and I hate to hear when these older wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean it's always tough when people that you. Even people that you're not intimately love, but people that you love, admire, whatever, have some emotional bond with.
Yeah,
man, that's
the Iron Sheik was pretty. He was pretty avid on a Twitter user. He would tweet quite a
Do you
bit.
think it was really him, or do you think it was his kids kind
I
of
think
like
it was
running
really
it?
him. His nephews are the ones that like really kind of promoted him back into pop culture years ago, and I think had the documentary and stuff done. They kind of took over. They realized that their uncle was very significant to American pop culture and that he did
Right.
not need to be forgotten. So they kind of took the mantle years ago of promoting their uncle again and like, hey, don't forget about the Iron Sheik. Remember how awesome he was? And everybody's kind of like me, we're kind of like, yeah, that's right. I forgot about the Iron Sheik. He was a badass. And they kind of pushed him along. So I think they're the ones that's kind of responsible for keeping his name in the forefront of pop culture, at least, in certain circles. I think most people, 30 and above would know if you said the Iron Sheik, they'd be like, oh, isn't he a wrestler? If they didn't know intimate details, they'd
Yeah,
at least
maybe
be like
30 and
you,
above.
would be
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, isn't he a wrestler? So, yeah, he's pretty,
Yeah.
he's an American husband.
No, he's known for amazing witticisms like I fuck with you fruit gushers, but I can never find you in the store like I used to, Bubba.
He had some of the
What?
best fucking
What?
tweets, dude. He had some of the best tweets.
Take a deep breath and reflect on how you are a dumb
Of a
son of a bitch.
Fuck that little house on the prairie. See, go up. Wait a minute.
Wizard of Oz,
No.
fuck
Go back
yourself.
up. Go back up.
You go.
Stop. Stop. Ask the what? Ask the what?
Oh, ask the Ivy and the Marla and the Trudy who had the smoothest mustache at Woodstock.
Okay. Wizard of Oz, go fuck yourself.
Mustache. Yeah. Pretty good stuff
My
here.
Little Pony, go fuck
Some
yourself.
of these. If she wears short skirts and you wear t-shirts, if she the cheer captain and you on the bleachers, you need to go fuck yourself.
In a perfect world, go
No.
fuck yourself.
Yeah. All right. So rest in peace, Iron Sheik. You will definitely be missed by many people. And I don't know anything about his life personally, so I'm gonna have to check.
Watch
out
that documentary. You will really like it. There is another really good documentary that I would recommend for people watching, even if you really weren't a wrestling fan. But if you are a wrestling fan from back in the day, it's called Under the Mat, I think is what it's called.
There's many people out there.
Beyond the Mat.
Beyond
the Mat. And it goes backstage on some of these wrestlers' personal lives, and you're just kind of like, whoa, I didn't know that. Or, wow, they lived in squalor, and these were names that were huge superstar names that
and they like lived out of a van.
They lived in squalor. Yeah.
Yeah, it had nothing. Yeah. I mean, they barely made any money. They did it because they loved they loved being in entertainment. All right. Here's the last story that I have on the docket. If you recall that 70s show, great TV show from the 90s, there was a one of the actors on the show has been mired in a wee bit of trouble
for a while
to the point that
for a while now.
For a while now, yeah. Several years ago, he was kind of kicked off of the what was that Netflix show?
The Ranch.
The Ranch, which Danny Masterson accused of being a little rapey in the early 2000s, and he has now been convicted of, I think, criminal case of rape. So here we go. It's fun stuff. Danny Masterson's lawyers leaked discovery material to the Church of Scientology, according to a judge. This is pretty much right in line with what you expect if you've ever heard about how Scientology treats people who are in the criminal court, in civil courts, and any kind of disputes with the church. They will go, according to Leah Ramoni, and many other people that have escaped the cult of Scientology. If you go public in any way, if you are accused of things, they will go to bat to defend you if you're a Scientologist. And if you go against them, they will just use the legal process to try to tear you up. So the ex-lawyers of that 70s show and a convicted rapist, Danny Masterson, were sanctioned on Wednesday for leaking confidential discovery material about his victims to the Church of Scientology, which has been accused of harassing the women for several years. Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Charlene Olmedo ruled that the defense attorneys Tom Mesereau and Sharon Applebaum sent discovery material from Masterson's criminal case to the Church of Scientology lawyer Vicky Podbersky in violation of a court order and a law protecting victims' personal info. So in discovery, so somebody said, hey, this guy raped me, and so was suing him, I think, in a civil case. Once that process starts, there's a discovery thing where you get to ask for, materials or whatever. And then this POS took some of that sensitive information and was slid it over to the Scientology on the side so they could attack her. That's what's happening.
I don't think the Scientologists would do that, JJ.
Dig, there's not a big old Scientology cult in Kentucky, is there?
Scientology is not a cult, JJ. I don't know what you speak of. It is a legitimate religion.
Yeah. Okay. Masterson, a practicing Scientologist, was convicted last month of raping 2 women at his Los Angeles home in the early 2000s. This guy.
The Scientologists don't give a shit about me, and they would never give a shit about me because I don't make that much money.
Right.
I don't have a big bank account. I can't donate to get to the certain levels of Scientology, so they are not interested in me.
Somehow this cult appeals to celebrities and rich people who are somehow so stupid. You spend over $200,000 in these programs in Scientology before you ever find out about Xenu, about Lord Xenu.
Hang on. But wait a minute. You got to take into the account that most of these people that they appeal to, these celebrities and these actors and stuff like that, they're not the brightest people. Some of them might be pretty smart because we come across people like Mayim Bialik and people like, what's her name that played on whatever. Anyway, you come across some of them that are pretty smart every once in a while, and they seem to stand out like a sore thumb because you've got all these people that pretend to be other people all the time. Like your whole life revolves around pretending to be other people. All right. So you like Johnny Depp, the reason he's so fucking weird is because he's like, he's a method actor. No, he's fucking weird. He goes around. He's like, okay, now he's going to be a pirate for 8 months. So you've just got to let him be a pirate. If I walked around and just started acting like a pirate all the fucking time, you would be like, can we get him an appointment with the fucking...
Johnny Depp carries a pirate in a box kit with him in a car. So in his car. So at any given time, he can dress up as...
And we give these people so much admiration and so much money that they think that this is okay. So these people, we have to realize they're not the brightest group. All right. So if I was a science fiction writer that had created a religion and I wanted to try to get a bunch of people to believe me, I think the easiest people that I would get to believe me that had a shitload of money, so I could kill 2 birds with one stone, would they be these people that pretend to be fucking everybody else all the time.
Yeah,
I could get them to believe that there's no such thing as Jesus and God, that we were all seated here by aliens is like alien cows or whatever.
Oh, they don't.
I'm just making some shit up off the top of my head right now. I don't know anything about science.
Well, yeah.
I'm just what I'm making. I'm just making a point that those people, how are these people so easily duped? Well, I can see how they're so easily duped because they're not the brightest of our bunch. We just admire them because they prance around and they can act like a cowboy better than I can. Callie
well, I
Parker,
mean, look,
and he can do it better than me, so we give him a lot of money.
they're actors and they're celebrities, and they have fragile egos. So the way you get to them is that you just pump them up. You just like, you treat them special. You give them special access. Hey, I'm going to let you in on some secrets. All you got to do is a couple $1,000
That's
here and
exactly
there,
right.
and you're gonna get some secrets, and it's gonna help you in your career, and you're gonna be able to achieve more. Look at all these other people that we've got over here, and they're superstars. We're gonna let you in on some secrets, and some of those secrets are like how to get the evil out of yourself, and how to like purify, get more refined, elevate as a human being. What, Lord Xenu? No, that's fake. That's not, has nothing to do with operating Phaeton level 1.
I got to
and then later on,
I got to the Xenu level in Metroid a couple of times, but I never could beat it. Is that what you're talking about? The Xenu level?
I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know about how Xenu put 100 billion souls in an exploding volcano.
Don't
know
start
that?
blasting.
Do you really not know any?
JJ,
I'm
I
sorry.
will smite you, Kentucky.
I'm operating Phaeton level 50 million. I'm way up there. And because I can download PDFs, I didn't pay the Church of Scientology anything.
I haven't got to the level where I can explode brains yet.
Look, watch this. I'm gonna see if I can get people out there to click like and subscribe. It's not working.
Let's switch channels. This show is dull.
You bet.
You did something. What the hell is that, JJ?
That's amazing.
Yeah. I don't have another story. I do have some that's really
No,
boring.
we're done.
Are we done?
We're
Okay.
done.
So I would like to
Yeah.
remind people to please join our Discord server to save our show, please.
Please.
And leave a joke. Hey, the other day was my birthday. Sunday was my birthday, and my kids got me a chameleon for my birthday, apparently.
Deke, can you name 2 things that you cannot have for dinner?
No. What?
Breakfast and
Oh,
lunch.
that's terrible. See, we please join the fucking server. I got to get another joke because that one was so freaking bad. God, that one was bad. Hang on.
That was not
Yeah.
good.
That one's not a good one either. I don't know why I still got it saved.
Deke, do you know how to keep a bull from charging?
What?
Take away its credit
Oh my
card.
God, these are terrible. Hey, I went to the dentist today and he said he could use gas. All right. Are you listening to me? I went to the dentist today and he said he could either use gas or a large wooden paddle to knock me out. I said, well, it's an either or situation.
Oh.
Hit the button. We need to end right there.
All right.
We ended on a good one. Come on.
Hey. Bye, everybody.